This weekend, middle of August, me and my wife went fishing on the pond behind the house. We've stocked this here a number of times, and the fish are growing well. We've got a lot of bass in it, largemouth bass. What I'm using here is a rubber worm in black with black chip in it. That's what it says on the package anyway. They're just a rubber worm. Purple augertail worms work really well too. That one there was just an eating size fish. This in here I hooked into. I turned about 4 of them back that were this big, and they're about anywhere from 15 to 18 inches long. I would say a couple pounds, 3 pounds probably most. Those are the ones we leave in there to rebreed. This is a really nice fish right here.
Look at that.
About a 15 to 18 inch fish,
That is
nose to tail.
Fish. Oh, it's barely caught too. Oh no, I guess I had a pretty good catch on him. A bunch of seaweed down in his mouth. That's because you went through the weeds. That's a return.
When we got home, I ended up with 16 eating size fish. We released 4, so we caught 20 that day. And this is just me filleting them. I use a fillet knife. It's a Rapala electric fillet knife, AC. They make a DC model. It runs off a battery, but I don't do it on the boat. I just do it here. The fish scraps go to the pigs. They love them. It's extra protein for them. Doesn't hurt nothing. There was only one of these fish that had worms, and we sorted that one out. But the rest of them were worm-free. I stocked this spring, 300 shell crackers so that they'll start eating the snails. So maybe I can start reducing on the amount of worms we have in them. But in late summer, they tend to get pretty wormy. This is just another angle. They're really thick, they're really fat, they're super healthy. Really nice fish. I'm so pleased with these, and they're fun to catch, but they're really good to eat too. Here we are in the kitchen. We soaked the fillets in ice water and baking soda. Add some baking soda to it, but add a little ice to keep the water good and cold. And then we rinse them, and once they're washed good, well then out onto a tray. Next thing we'll do is we'll make up a batter, a deep fry batter. What we've got is 1 cup of flour, half a teaspoon sugar, half a teaspoon salt, 1 slightly beaten egg, 1 cup ice water, and 2 tablespoons of salad oil. This is her mixing it up. You just add all the ingredients together, dump the ice water in, and start stirring. It's real simple. If you need more, double the batch. She doubled it there, so it's ×2 on everything. Now you stir, and you want it to come out. If it's a little dry or a little wet, you can add a little bit more flour. If it's a little wet, if it's a little dry, add a little more water. But you want it like this, like pancake batter. Now you dunk the fillets in flour, and that dries them out and makes them stick, because if they go straight out of the pan with the wet on them, kind of wet sides, well then the batter won't stick. So we found if you roll them in flour, well then it dries them and causes the batter to stick to it when you're deep frying it. If they're still wanting, the batter's still wanting to fall off, well then you take that fillet and you dunk it in roll it in flour and then let it set for about 10 minutes, then go into your batter, and it will even stick better. But usually you don't have to. Just like this. Then you go into hot oil. I have no idea what the temperature is. We just drop a little bit of the batter in there, and if it starts frying, well then you're good. If your fillets come out too dark, well then your oil's a little hot. We don't use a thermometer. It's a cast iron Dutch oven, and it's lard is what we're deep frying in. So you just drop them in there, just being careful not to get the oil on yourself. And this is what they'll start looking like. They'll start getting tanned, and when they get this deep golden tan, well then that's usually the color that you want. That's what you're shooting for. Out onto a plate, you can drain them on newspapers, on paper towels, or just straight onto the plate. It doesn't really matter. This is just how we do this. Then once you get your fillets out, cut one open and look in there. If the fish is flaky, well then you're good.
Okay, we can't put that on, so now you gotta redo it.
Oh, no, it's really good.
You gotta go like this, remember they go.
Hot, but that is absolutely fantastic.